Have you ever asked yourself, why is life so hard? Why is it so difficult? Why is it so painful? Or maybe you've said to yourself, I don't want to feel like a victim to life anymore. Well, either of those conversations, if you've noticed that you've been in them, if you've engaged them, you're in the right place. Pete Docter, the chief creative officer of Pixar, once said that the basis of all storytelling is getting hurt. And I thought that's so interesting because getting hurt seems to be one thing that, number one, is common among all humans, and number two, is something we like to avoid at all costs. Often relationships are the source of what feels like hurt or pain in our lives, but isolating ourselves from relationship is equally, if not more, painful. So what's the antidote? Is there an antidote to being hurt? I'm going to invite you today to consider, what if it's not about getting hurt? Because that's a guarantee. That's just life. That's just going to happen. Even in the best of scenarios, even in the best of relationships or jobs or communities or marriages, hurt is going to happen. So maybe it's not about getting hurt. Maybe it's about the story we tell about the hurt, the story that we tell about ourselves and who we decide to be in the middle of our hurt. Do we allow our hurt to inform us that the world is against us, that we are victimized, that nothing is ever going to go right for us? Does our hurt actually give us a platform to go deeper, to have our character develop, to become more intimate with one another, even in the midst of pain or suffering? So think about a time that you were really hurt or disappointed or felt betrayed. Think of a time that when that happened, you decided in the middle of it who you were going to be, and that hurt or that pain or that betrayal actually transformed the story of your life in a way that you would say, wow, while it didn't feel good, it actually became good, in the sense that it created something in you that you wouldn't have had without it. I'm not saying pain is great. I'm not a masochist. I'm not inviting you to be a masochist. I'm asking you how you relate to the hurt. And is it possible that the story that we have around our hurt is an opening for something deeper and more beautiful than we would have experienced otherwise? The other alternative is to be a victim to the hurt or to the suffering of life. And I have a whole series on what's it like to play the victim and what that looks like and the different ways we do it that you can check out. But what does it look like when we respond with curiosity, with courage, with the willingness to grieve or be sorrowful for something that is authentically painful? And what does that do to change our story about ourselves, but also about the people around us? Or do we just expect that our lives should be insulated from any hurt or pain? And the minute we have any hurt or pain, disappointment in our relationships, we start cutting people out. If you've done that and you're on that trajectory, I guarantee you aloneness and isolation is coming if it's not already here. Because there's no way to be in a relationship that is meaningful and not be hurt. I don't care if it's with your pet or another human being, whether it's at work or at home, it doesn't matter. That is it's the water we swim in as human beings. It's the relational gravity that we hurt each other, that we get hurt, that we produce hurt, even sometimes when we're not thinking about it or we're not aware of it or we're not consciously intending it. So as you ponder this amazing quote by Mr. Docter, and if you've watched, of course, any Pixar, I'm imagining you have, you see that they use that truth to create beautiful, beautiful story, that all the storytelling is around getting hurt. And in fact, maybe all of our storytelling is really around that as well. So how are you telling your story? What is it producing? And what is it inviting you into as a human being? What type of person are you becoming as a result of being hurt and allowing yourself to let the hurt have its way with you in developing your character, your depth, your emotional intimacy with the people around you? If this video was resourceful for you, if it spoke to you, like, subscribe, and put a note in the comments. What would you like to hear about next?